Hello, my lovelies. Having trouble with my tripod this morning. Sorry about this. I'm just hoping it stays where I've put it. Oh, golly. It's not my week. Things are just not going the way I planned. I started this lovely journal with you the other day. I did put an extra piece of crochet on the spine and on the front. I worked like a Trojan on camera to show you what I was doing on the front, and then accidentally deleted the video. I was so angry with myself. I was ready to slap myself upside the head, but you can't really do that to yourself. It just doesn't feel right. So what I've done is this. I'm going to show you what I've done, and hope that you'll forgive me for not doing it on camera. I did it on camera with you, but then, as I said, funny fingers here got a bit weird and deleted the wrong video. So there's the other half of the pretty little piece of crochet work I made several years ago. I did this, and I've had it in my lace box for forever and a day, and decided that this would be the perfect thing to put it onto. Then I found a little piece of magazine paper with some embroidery in it, and I put that on there, a little sticker. It says, "Hang on to your dreams." This little piece is resin, and it was a yellow, oh, here we go, it was this color to start with. And it stood out like crazy, and I thought, no, that's not what I want. So I colored it with some distress inks and then hit it with some gilding paste. With the green is the gilding paste and the brown is the alcohol ink. Let it dry for 24 hours and put it on there with some of my super glue doo. There's an ATC with butterfly and lots of collage bits and pieces on it, music paper, barcodes, an old domino, a paper domino, book paper, little piece, that's a paper ribbon, and other bits and pieces, and the little diamantes there to finish the butterfly. A circle thingy, you know what they are, they're eyelets, aren't they? Of course they are. A little piece of ribbon, handmade ticket, some vintage postage stamps, and I'm calling the cover Done. I think it's very pretty, and once again I beg your forgiveness for not taking you through with me when I was working on this. I had a lot of fun doing it, and a lot of fun chatting away to you. My conversation was not overly boring. I don't think you would have gone to sleep with it. Anyway, I am here to do some more work in this lovely journal, and I thought I would do something with the back page. I've already put the piece of designer paper there, and as you can see, this is magazine stuff. So what I'm going to do, I've half made the pocket. I've got the double-sided tape ready to go. I've decorated a piece of designer paper with a couple of washi stamps, a little piece of lace, and the butterfly that I've glued on there. I tried to draw the antennae with one of these gadgets, a Sharpie. I'm losing my words. I'm finding things like other gadgets for a Sharpie. Heavens above, what's with me? It didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to do because the Sharpie was too thick, but I didn't have anything finer that would attach itself to the lace. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Now bringing in my wet glue, which I'm going to need in half a minute. First of all, I will take off the backing for the double-sided tape. Okay. Now a little bit of glue along the bottom. The double-sided tape doubled up underneath and it stuck the end down. That's fine. I'm not putting a great big thick line of glue. This is relatively thin. I won't say it's ultra thin, but it's relatively thin. And then I'm just going to glue a little bit down there so that the tag that I put in it doesn't get stuck onto the double-sided tape. It has a habit of grabbing things. Even though you think it's dry, it's not 100% dry. It will still grab hold of other things near it if it gets underneath. Okay, now you notice I've got a finger tab here. I've got something to go in there too. But first up, I'd like to get this down the bottom so that it has time to dry. Now that will just take a couple of minutes to dry. So I'll leave that alone for now, and I'll show you what I've been working on without you. I've been sewing 3 sheets of book paper together and then decorating the front. Now I've used my little retro leaves and flowers, and I've also put a little piece of, it's not actually bling, but it's not dull either. They're just little pearl-based, they're acrylics, but they do look ever so pretty. I've put a piece of the designer paper behind the saying and a little piece down there to look like washi. And that one could fit in here, as well this one. Now I collaged using washi tape and then put the butterfly and the saying on top of it. I'd already sewn the red ribbon, and I'm praying that that brings that out there. So once again, 3 sheets of book paper sewn together and decorated the front. I'm not doing anything with the back right now. I'm just going to leave that either for myself or for someone else who owns this journal. Okay, a little piece of the designer paper that I cut out and used like a sticker, a little piece of the lace here. I found some of my little mason jar punch outs, so I decorated this one with 2 pieces of ribbon, a pearl bling, and a little piece of lace there. The thing is embossed. You can feel that underneath it, but you can't see it, I'm sorry. Put a sticker up there and sew the piece of ribbon on at the same time. Once again, that one is blank. Now I wanted a slightly bigger tag for this part here to go in there. So I found a piece of German text that was given to me by Nat Williams. Thank you, Nat. It's just gorgeous. I love this size. I did trim it down quite a bit to fit into the side here. I've stamped using this little rubber stamp, acrylic stamp. I stamped all over it in the black. Now I think it is VersaFine Clear ink, and then used my color pencils to do the centers and the outsides. This is a petal punch. No, it's not. It's a circle punch. That's also an EK Success punch, and I've put washi tape up the top and the bottom, and on the back I've just put some coffee dyed paper, and that fits very nicely into here. The little tag does stick out a wee bit, but I'm more than happy with that, because as I'm going through this, there are going to be things sticking out of it anyway, so you'll see them as we go along. We don't need those little bits of rubbish there, do we? No. Okay, so let's go back and put one of these into here. Sticking up a little bit because of that pearl, so not real keen on that. Let's pull this one in. Okay, that's wonderful. That fits beautifully. And I've got another tag that I made a little while ago out of some dye paper and a file folder. What are they called? File folders. This is what they are. They're file folders. So I'll pop that one in there too. It should have enough room for 2. Beautiful. And I just used some doubled over crochet thread for that bow. Okay, so that's that little bit done. That's awesome. Let's get one of these other pages covered up. I've got that one there. Do I want to put that one on there to match? Or do I want to go different? No, I think I'll do the matchy-matchy thing. Why not? Okay. Now, lining these things with double-sided tape is a long-standing habit of mine. I feel more secure that the edges are going to stick down properly if I've got the double-sided tape there, because sometimes I don't always get the glue right up to the corner for fear that it's going to spill over and make a mess everywhere. My story, I'm sticking to it. But I do like to put a little bit of glue on the inside. Now I know the edge of that one is torn, and that's the way I wanted it to be, so I don't have an issue with the magazine page being torn. Okay, let's do the other side while I've got it here. I'll just take these out so that it is more even for me to press on. And let's go with this pretty one. Okay, I think I'm going to put a notch there so that we can make this one a pocket. Bring over the walnut stain. I forgot to stain this one before I put it on. My bad. Just remembered I taped this all the way around, so I had better be very careful when I'm taking the double-sided tape off that I don't take it off around here, or down that whole side actually. So I think what I'll do, I've got some thin strips here. I'll put one of those down the inside so that it acts like a reinforcement. How's that sound? That way I avoid the problem of making a mess of myself down here. Oh, that will fit nicely. Okay. Let's do that before I forget. Edge of here because it was a little bit wide. And let's cut that notch out again. Beautiful. Okay, looking good to me. So let's take these off. And just run the glue down on the tape. Well, I'm not very straight when I do this, I'm afraid. Look at it, it's all wonky. Oh. I used to worry about things like that, and I've got over it because I thought nobody's going to see that because it's glue. It's going to stick down. You're not going to see it. Okie doke. I now have the opportunity to put a couple more pockets here, which I might do. What paper have I got here? What have I got sticking around? Oh, we could go the opposite side. That would be good. Or I could put a belly band. No, I won't put a belly band. I'll put a couple of little pockets in there, I think. Might like a bigger piece of paper, I'm thinking. I think I'll have to leave that until next time because I don't have the workings close to hand. I'm sorry. So we'll put this back together again. Rather like this. It says a perfect moment. That was made using a bit of a scrap left over from a sticker. This was another cut apart. And as I said, the file folder on the back. I've decided I've got to use them. There's no use hanging on to these things. For that rainy day, you've got to make stuff for a rainy day. You've got to have it. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. Not anymore. All right, so what could I put into there? I've got this other tall sticker, but it's fairly voluminous. And it's too thin. It's going to get lost in there. That'll be ideal for a pocket. Let's bring back that piece of paper again, or a piece of paper, because I think that will work okay. Build the pocket up a little bit. No, it's still too thin. Still too thin. Not what I'm after at all. Okay. Moving right along. I'm going to put a pretty piece of paper over that though. That would look lovely. Cut to there. I'm going to bring the cutter over because I'm being very lazy. I don't trust myself at the moment, that's what it is. Do not trust myself to get it square. Or more to the point, straight. Okay, feeling better about that. That's good, that's good, that's good. The ledger paper that I'm using here came out of a very old book that I was keeping some business affairs in. And when I came across it a few months ago, I thought, oh, beautiful. I can use those blank pages in my journals. They've got the beautiful tanning shade on the edges up here, and it just looks wonderful. I won't use any of the business pages in my journals. I don't think people need to have names and addresses from the peoples in the 70s. That still would not be a kosher thing to do, so they will be shredded in due course and can become bunny fodder. Bunnies love shredded paper, and I know where there's two beautiful rabbits that would absolutely love me if I gave them some shredded paper. Mind you, their mama might not like me much, but she does love her bunny, so I would be forgiven, I think. Which reminds me, I've got to do a lot of shredding, get rid of some old bills. You know how you hang on to things for years and years and years and years because you're told you've got to keep things for 7 years? Well, I'm reaching the 10-year point on some things, so I need to get rid of them. Just been a wee bit slack for a few years when it comes to shredding. Everything's in a file folder, so, an expanding file, so you leave it there. And leave it there, and leave it there. Okay, that looks good enough for me. And I've got a couple more of those little skinny sheets, so let's do another 1 or 2 of these. Even if it just goes down the middle, that's more than acceptable. And I think I'll cut this one too while I've got the guillotine over. That way I won't have to pull it over again and blow your little minds getting so close up with my hands. And I didn't mean that to be an insult, please don't get me wrong. I realised that it sounded very facetious and very condescending, so it was not meant to be that way. Okie doke. I can only do one at a time. I don't know why I'm faffing, I really don't. Just being unco, as the kids would say. Oh, you're so unco. Uncoordinated is what they're trying to say, but I do wish they'd use the full thing. First time I heard it, I was working in a school and the kids were out in the yard playing Foursquare, which is a game where you've got 4 squares and you've got to bounce a ball between them. And one of the kids made a mistake and he yelled out, "Unco!" do I get a replay? And I thought, what? What's unco? It turned out he was uncoordinated for that particular shot and he wanted another shot. He didn't get it because the other kids were being a bit mean. I just thought it was funny, you're at unco, do I get another shot? Okay. Well, that one's already done. Woohoo! And that one. Where's another one? Well, come on, there's got to be another one I can do. Oh, that's the front cover. Oh, I've done them all. Isn't that amazing? I didn't realise that. That one's done. That one's done, yep. Oh, I'm just so clever. You know what? I am going to put one on there just because I can. And I'm going to make it the green one. Once again, because I can. It'll also give some added strength to that particular one. Being a bit loopy-la-la today for some reason. Maybe the brain hasn't had enough protein. Because I have discovered that I'm not the best at being a vegetarian. I've got to have meat. I'm more of a carnivore than a vegan. That's okay. It's each to his own. Alright, ladies, that is it for today. I am not going to be doing any more right now. I've got to work on some more pockets off camera because they're too complex for me to do with you here. Not that they're complex, it's just me. I don't feel right taking up all your time watching me do silly things like glue paper today. But it's getting thicker. Look at it. Isn't that beautiful? And yes, I know that's uneven. That's part of the joy of this thing too. So it enables us to see more tags as I stick them out. For example, if this were shorter this way, it would stick out there like that and look pretty. And same with the other one. That would also look pretty. This is what I want to do. I want to have lots of things visible from on the edges or on this particular edge. Don't ask me why, I just want to do it. It's going to look gorgeous. And I've just frayed that little piece there. I'm going to have to cut that crookedly so that it doesn't fray anymore. Okay, hopefully that will stop it. Alright, thank you very, very much for listening to me waffle on in your beautiful ears this morning or today, whatever time of the day you are watching. I do hope that you get some sort of enjoyment in your day, make a smile for yourself, even if it's laughing at me because I'm being silly. And I will love and leave you with this thought. Keep smiling, keep crafting. Bye for now.